morning to you and my co-panelists and your cherry viewers across the globe. The truth of the matter is that I find it very difficult referring to the conduct of Madame Gertrude Araba and Araba. Gertrude Araba is Saki Torkornoo as the Chief Justice. Because nothing she has done since this petition surfaced shows that indeed she qualifies to be referred to as a Chief Justice, and I mean every word of it. You know, when the petition was sent to the presidency, I think I was one of those, among those that said, look, negotiate your exit. Take a cue from Abe Fortas in the US. When as a Supreme Court judge, he was also, in fact, in his case, he had taken $20,000 from the Wolfson Foundation. And at that time, there wasn't any law in the US that mandated any Supreme Court judge who was given a gift to declare. But Congress said, yes, once you have taken money, they couldn't trust your credibility. He processed the situation and said, for the sake of the judiciary, I will resign. They knew Nixon wanted to get him out, to get a more conservative Supreme Court judge in there. But he said, look, I'm only one, let me resign and let the judiciary be. So on the basis of this, I advise that, madam, negotiate your exit. We have others in this country who could have helped you out. At that time, some of our brothers from the MPP did not help the matters. That is the truth of the matter. Because everything we have been told in Article 146 says that the proceedings and everything to do with impeachment or removal of a CJ has to be done in camera. But you and I were in this country when we heard or saw Vincent as if we go to court. He that had not been petitioned, he went to court that the CJ had not received a copy of the petition. How did Vincent de Sefa get to know that the CJ hadn't received a copy of the petition? Because the CJ had leaked that information to Vincent de Sefa. As if that was not enough. The counsel for Vincent de Sefa was Godfrey Dame. Is that not the case? The petition was given to the CJ, the matter became moot, and they submitted a supplementary or filed a supplementary motion that everything was unconstitutional, but they must stop everything, which was also dismissed by the Supreme Court. You see, if, like my brother said, if she was going to go down alone, that wouldn't be a problem. But this unwavering attempt to destroy institutions, the Chief Justice may think that she's only targeting the presidency and, for that matter, the government. But she's also hurting the image of the Council of State. In fact, she doesn't respect them at all. Because the Constitution is so clear that before you establish a prima facie case, it has to be done in consultation with the Council of State. 31 members of the Council of State, including former Chief Justice and Speakers of Parliament, President of the National House of Chiefs, a lot of chiefs on it, businessmen and so on and so forth. So is the Chief Justice telling us that all these people hate her, and that all these people can be manipulated to behave in a certain way? So now the attempt to remove this CJ happened during the Akufo-Addo's regime. Remember the petition that was filed by Professor Kokua Asare? Yeah. He raised fundamental issues. That the CJ was attempting to do something that was unconstitutional. That is nominating judges to the Supreme Court. What are you doing in this country? Yeah. The president then, Nana Akufo-Addo, together with the Council of State, said they didn't see any questions that necessitated the removal of the CJ. He dismissed the petition. In fact, the president was so much concerned about why that petition had to be leaked That was his focus. And that he was even looking at provisions within our criminal code, our jurisprudence, that could nail Professor Kwakwaza, so that by now you'll be languishing in Zaum for you attempting to remove the Chief Justice. He dismissed it. Now a new government comes to power. Someone petitions. A prima facie case is established. Committee is set up. You are asked to step aside. All these things are contained in our constitution. And you say someone is hunting you. Then it is the people of this country that are hunting you, because whatever is happening is contained in the constitution. And this constitution has been accepted by the people of this country. So if there are any wrongdoings happening, you must be angry at the constitution. And not individuals who are only doing what is expected of them under the laws of the land. When you yourself have said the law is the law. Now you see what she did the last time, Senna. If no contempt charges are brought against her, it has opened the floodlight. I bet you there is no case that will go to court that I will not comment on it. Take it from me. If contempt charges, if the woman is not cited for contempt, nobody can prevent anybody from commenting on a live case. Because that's what she has done. So lawless. So lawless. And we must not be counted on. I am very disappointed in the husband, honestly. Husbands are supposed to protect. He must not allow this to be continuing. What did she come to tell the people of this country as being violations? That she was searched. She was searched whilst attending to committee meetings. Hey, madam. So you were not supposed to be searched. What she has even done presupposes that the searching of her was very important. Can you imagine this woman going with cameras? She will go and video everything and edit and throw it into the system. So that is the one worry. The second worry has to do with the venue. Edu Lodge. Senna, you see where the High Court is? If I tell you what happened to my great-great-grandfather at that location, Nanedu. Anytime I am invited to this court and I remember what happened to Nanedu, I can't think far. But I'm compelled to go because I've been summoned. Everyone has an issue with the location, but go and speak your side of the story. You say location. So that one too cannot be countenance. Say the husband was not allowed to enter into the venue. The amount of violations. And you wonder which provisions in the constitution says that when you are invited before any committee of inquiry, your husband or your wife must be by you. That one too is another matter that she spent so much time on. Say the first day his lawyer was not acknowledged, but what she failed to do, even if it's anything to go by, is that the subsequent days, was the lawyer allowed to do whatever he wanted? That one is absent. The Chief Justice tells us that in spite of the provisions in Article 146 or 144 thereof, that before judges are nominated to the Supreme Court, there has to be a consultation with the Judicial Council. So it's a practice, it's an established practice, that the Chief Justice, together with the Attorney General and the Ghana Bar Association, they give us the judges. Hey, she's exposing things. Oh. You ask yourself whether the Attorney General, the Ghana Bar Association, and the Chief Justice, they constitute the Judicial Council. His answer is an emphatic no. And this is supposed to be a violation. Then she takes on Daniel Ofori, clean. She doesn't respect the man at all. But you see, for her information, for the information of your viewers, Mr. I have said it here before. Daniel Ofori is not just Daniel Ofori, he's an investor. He has a huge investment in this country. So if you are talking about him, you must also be measured. Now, Daniel Ofori being matured, I'm sure you have read his response. He said he's not going to respond to the Chief Justice in spite of the clear lies or falsehoods told at the press conference. That is how things are supposed to be done. You are a Chief Justice. You are supposed to have led our justice system. You are supposed to have straightened the judiciary. The very person that is mandated to do that is now in the public space complaining of injustice. Then it marks of failure. That you don't have to be in that space. Look, Mr. Daniel Owusu raised 21 issues of misbehavior and 4 issues of incompetence. Go to the committee and explain your side. Now you are telling us that the committee, you are angry because the committee did not even give you a copy of the petition. So you ask yourself, which petition did she respond to the president? So she doesn't trust the president or the committee members because they could change it. Would it not benefit you if the president gave me petition A that contains issues to do with farming, and the committee is dealing with issues dealing with football? Who will lose? Would it not be the committee? These two must you come and tell us. She makes the point that she has received threats. Hey, madam, Torkornoo to receive threats and will keep quiet? It will never happen. Palpable falsehood. She told the people of this country without evidence. And at the same time that she was telling us that she received threats and then be lambasting the people of this country plus the government, at the end of the program I saw 2 tall policemen offering protection to her. What a beautiful country. You go and speak your mind and after police guides you. Are you not happy with that? So, Sana, the long and short of what the Chief Justice came to do was to appeal to the people of this country to beg for her to have her entitlement. I mean, that is the summary to what she did. But to say that, you don't have to go round in circles. Acknowledge that you goofed. Should have negotiated your exit. But if you have realized that where things are going is not favoring, there is a way to go around it. Because he said now it's not an option because of a decided case. And that you could lose all your entitlement. So you are going to fight to the end. No, let us do something about entitlement if that is the case. So that we will have our peace of mind. But now you are discrediting your own colleagues. From Justice Foreman to Justice Siedu, to even those that sat on your case. Because when you went to the Supreme Court, one of the relief that you were seeking was that this whole committee hearing has to be heard in public. Is that the case? They refused. Now you are in the public. It means you don't even respect that decision. When you yourself have told us that when matters are before any court, we have no business commenting about them, then you come and do this against what is stated in the Constitution. By now she must be preparing herself to resign. That I would plead with this administration that if there are ways of, as it were, forgiving her wrongs, to look into the matter of entitlement, because that seems to be the case. I'm not the president anyway. That could be looked at. And other than that, the anger that she is trying to go, it will not help her.